Nice and easy.
Yo, people, we back. It's Daniel Nero,
I go by the name of Zoosh, aka Guyver
and this is Watch It or Not.
TV.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay,
Round of applause, man.
I'm feeling kind of,
What?
hey,
Yeah, you
what's that?
feeling jazzy, feeling ready
Yeah,
to
what's
go,
that
you
mean?
feeling froggy, yeah,
Yeah,
ready to
froggy,
leap. Yeah, ready to leap, man.
frog.
You've never heard that, feeling froggy. That's
No,
that's a blatant term. You know, when you're in the
is
fight,
it?
about to fight in the parking in the car park. I was about to say parking lot, man. I watch way too much American films.
Yeah, you're banging out too much ransom, blood. You need to let that go.
Parking lot, you know. But yeah,
Parking.
but
Okay, another episode, another little
yeah, man.
Watch It or Not episode. I'm ready for it, man. I'm ready
We're
for
here.
it. I feel
We're
like
here,
it's
man.
like it's been a while, but it ain't really been that long though.
No, it hasn't, man. What you been up to in the meantime, man?
No, I'm back. I'm back normal. If you can see the hair and that, I'm back.
I noticed you've been coming with fresh trims. Like every episode, you got a fresh trim or a new look. Like, what's going on? Like, are we trying to
Do you
find
know what?
ourselves or yeah,
No. I was going for a new look. I was going through like longer hair.
yeah, and what?
I was throwing it out.
It's long to
And
maintain, isn't it? It's long. It's long.
brother,
Like,
long,
bro, it's long. Like,
long.
I don't even, yeah, me. Let me not even car. It's just long to maintain
Yeah,
hair,
nah.
bro. It's just
It's
long.
long, bro. Do you know
Greasing
even do you
it,
know what's
brushing it, combing it,
bro?
whatever you
The
need to do. Yeah,
washing hair. Do you know how much shampoo I have to use to get into the roots?
bro, it's long.
Bro,
It's long. It's long.
I had enough.
I used to have plaits back in the days. That was pretty much the main reason why I cut that off, bro. It's
Oh,
just
is it?
maintaining hair, bro. Like
Yeah,
finding
no.
someone to do it, washing it, combing it, this, that. It's time consuming when you get it done. Like who's got 2, 3 hours just to sit there, bro? It's long, 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 long.
Yeah,
But
no,
yeah,
I
that's
went
what,
to the barbers and I told him, look, we're done now. He was
take it
laughing.
off.
He was like,
Said take it off.
yeah, I said, we're done, like we're finished. He was laughing. He's like, are you sure? Because like the last times you come here, you've been pretty adamant you didn't want to take it off. And I'm like, nah, run that. Take it off, bro. I'm done. You get me?
How come you
Finished.
didn't go bald? I know you like a little bald sometimes. Yeah,
Only
me.
in the summer.
Okay.
Yeah, when it's in the summer, I'll whip it all off. We'll start again. I do that every year.
All right, say no, Ritual.
Us man with good hairlines, we
Easy,
can
you can just do that. Yeah, can just take it off. You know
we
what?
can do that, bro.
Yeah,
You get
yeah,
me?
man. I see you, man.
You
Still
do that,
maintaining the
bro.
hairline and that. Yeah.
I know a couple man are watching this jealous of this.
Don't do that, bro.
I
Don't
know
do that. Don't be that guy.
I
Don't be
know a
that
couple
guy.
man. I don't even have a forehead, you know. I got a free head. Look.
Yo, this
I got a
guy is
free head.
different. Don't do
I
that.
got a free head, bro. So I've still got like, you know, when it
You got a
starts going
fringe.
back,
You
huh?
got like a fringe. You got like a
Yeah.
fringe.
Do you know when it starts going back? Like, because
Yeah.
eventually it's probably going to recede. I've still got money in the bank. Like, I still got a finger in the bank. Like, it
Like,
can go back up to like here. So I'm
I see you, man. I see
30.
you. You could probably have a mop if you relaxed it. Yeah,
Like,
man.
do that
Little
thing.
Bob. Yeah, little Bob,
Yeah,
little
bro. Done.
Superman
Man
quick.
of many styles. Man of
Yeah,
many
go
styles.
you, man. Go you. I don't really like the way you're showing off. Shout out to them man there that hear me. Hear me. Headlines just they're about
You
six
know,
fingers.
you
I
know
mean,
those
my
people.
hairline ain't the best. Let me not come out here and be like I got hairline.
Take your
Yeah,
hat off.
nah, we ain't gonna do that. What's
I'm
going on
gonna.
there, man? Who are you as a person? Who are you as a person, bro?
I just saying, take it off. So you what?
Hey, one love. One love is where I was at. Red carpet, big up the British blacklist. That's what
Big
I
up British Blacklist.
yeah, each and every time, man. Me and man like Sam went down to the One Love red carpet. Didn't get to
I
see the
was.
film, but the red carpet
Oh,
was lit. The red carpet was lit. They had the whole One Love vibe, Bob Marley going on. We saw Ziggy Marley, didn't get to interview him, but we did interview quite a few other people. I was gonna touch on this. I don't know if I've touched on it before. I think we have, but whenever I notice it, I think it's good to highlight, man. I love when I'm on the red carpet, yeah, and you see like when a couple of the man them in the film. So right now the young UK black acting scene is thriving, right?
yeah.
Outside doing their thing, from the Michael Wards to the Hopes to the Tolsons, like everyone's outside. But you know what I love seeing? You see when one of them's in the film, how the rest of the man them just pull up. Like they'll just be there in the
Yeah.
background. Like man ain't here for no shine. Sometimes man look like they're not even really in to be here, but I'm here to support my guy.
Yeah, yeah,
I've
yeah,
noticed it with everyone. So if Tolson's in the film, you'll see a couple man them there just in the background. They just come to support. If Michael Ward's in the film, you'll see Hope and them man in the background from Top Boy that's there to support. Like, and it just looks cool. Like, I just think it looks dope. I think that's something always to highlight because right now the scene's thriving, and I can see why. Like, man, them supporting it. And I'm not saying that don't happen in elsewhere. It happens in music. You hear me? But I feel like it just stands out a lot more in the movie scene. And I suppose because a lot of people don't get to really see that, like no one's really looking out for red carpets like that. I think it's something we should just highlight, man. There's a lot of support. Love to see it, man. You hear me? Yeah, round of applause, round of applause. You hear me?
love it,
Um,
love it.
yeah, man. That's what I've been up to. That's what I've been up to. Looking forward to go see that. Actually, Cine Club, mark the dates, 14th of February, Valentine's Day. We're going to see One Love at Westfield, White City, The View. So make sure you hit us up and find out some more details about that. And should we just get into some news or not? Yeah,
Yeah, come on. What you got? What you got for me?
slide right in there.
What we starting with?
So first up, the Griselda family. They are trying to, and I say trying with brackets,
Mm-hmm.
because I feel like this gets done regular, especially with stories like this. I believe it happened with the whole Escobar thing when they were doing Narcos. Remember when they were doing the Mike Tyson thing? It's just using stories that are already out there and the likeness of characters in series and films and families not agreeing with it. So basically, I think it's the son. It's the son of
Yeah, I heard it's the son.
and the wife. They're suing. They were saying they were actually getting ready to do a Netflix. So these are kind of they're saying that they stole notes from
Oh
an
snap!
interview for the Netflix, and they haven't been compensated. They didn't agree for it to be a no limited series. I think they're getting ready to do a book and a Latin soap. They want to do like a Spanish soap story. So it sounds like they're just a bit pissed that
Yeah,
you're just using information and we didn't give you the rights to use that. But the funny thing is, um, a couple of the producers and like just people on the board and like at Netflix and basically said, yeah, this happens. You get me? Man's heard this before. This is a regular thing where we do this.
we've been here.
This comes with the territory. You get me?
Yeah, yeah,
It's
yeah.
like, yeah, whatever, man. The story's out. I can do what I want. You get me? So
I
I've been
heard, I heard that the son was upset and saying that they have made his mum look ugly. Did you hear that one?
ugly. No, I
Yeah.
haven't
Have you
heard that.
seen? Have you seen what Griselda Blanco looks like in
Yeah,
real
it
life?
really looks like, yeah. I mean, the fact that they got Sofia Vergara, I felt like they've been trying to. Have you seen it? Have you started watching it?
I haven't seen it, but I've seen a bit of it. Like
Um,
I ain't started watching it.
like they've tried to make her as ugly as possible, but it just you
Yeah,
can't.
yeah.
Yeah,
It,
there's a couple scenes where you can see they've really gone heavy on the makeup, but yeah, like Sophia's like she's a pretty woman, man. You hear me? Kind of
he's
hard, and
bugging.
Griselda wasn't. You hear me? But yeah. So that's the story on that. Um, it's just one of those things, man. Just one of those things. I feel like, as they said, it comes with the territory. Once your likeness is already out there, it's like, who's to tell me I can't really? I
Get
mean,
out of it.
it's gonna get a lot more peak when it gets to AI. You hear me? A man are just fully using people that exist that and making up a story. You hear me? Which quickly, I got a question. I got a quick question I wanted to ask you, and I was thinking about it earlier, and it's about the whole AI stuff here. Do you think you'd be more invested in a film or just as invested in a film if it was just some any made up AI characters as opposed to certified actors? So, like, let's just say
Um,
Training Day without Denzel. If it was just AI characters, do you think you would be as intrigued to watch a film and be that invested?
it would have to be like I think I would because I watch stuff and I've got no idea who the people are.
Yeah,
So it works. But I think what you would lose is when I see Leo's got a film out or Denzel's got a film out or Idris might have something going in, I'm like, oh, I need to watch that.
yeah.
Like if it's 0.16445 dot dash hyphen, like I'm not gonna be
The film has to sell you. So
Yeah, the film's
so
gonna have to be good.
so
Like you
actors
can't get me
definitely
out.
still sell films. Actors,
Yeah, yeah.
but that could be a lost art, right? In the next 10, 20 years.
Directors as well.
Yeah.
Like
But
if
they could still,
Quentin Tarantino, he's doing his last film, innit? He's doing his
yeah,
last film with Brad Pitt. So I'm gonna watch that. You get me?
for
Because it's
sure.
Quentin Tarantino.
And you don't
Like
even know what it's about yet. You just
I'm
know,
watching it.
yeah, yeah,
I know I'm watching it. Like I
yeah,
know
yeah,
I'm watching it. Like
yeah.
so when that release date comes, I know I'm going to watch it. But if it's semicolon hyphen slash bracket directing it, I don't that's not gonna care for me.
What if you keep seeing semicolon dash bracket appear? And
Boy, if
you're like, right, the
semicolon
last
dash
film I see
bracket,
with semicolon dash bracket was kind of lit still.
yeah, but how do they make the AI different though? What do they stop certain things so this AI does different or like well how does it even work then? Or they just
Well, I guess
because
they just create an AI character, isn't it? It's like an AI Brad Pitt. Like, so you just
so
continuously
what
see
his
that character, how he looks. He probably has certain mannerisms and you get me, he's a certain
so
look.
his charisma so he's got numbers, he's got attributes and the numbers are always the same. So he's
Well,
gonna act different
I guess,
to
yeah,
backslash.
that's where the fuckery is because you could just change him. He could be the most funniest character if you wanted to make him be, or the most deepest emotional character. So it is definitely a cheat code. But I was just interested to see if people, if it's a thing where you would still be that invested in wanting to watch the film.
Nah, the film, like the synopsis would have to slap.
Yeah,
Like that's how they catch me on Netflix. Like, you know, I'm going across and I see something. Oh, do you know what I'm a sucker for? I realized I'm a sucker for dramatic music. Like, do you know when I'm scrolling through Netflix
yeah.
and it's like dung 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 dung, and
Like
I'm like, yo,
a
what
meerkat.
got
What's
it?
that?
Yeah, what happened here? They say what I heard drums, I heard synth,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
something
Something's
right. You
going
get
in.
me?
Something's going
Yeah,
in.
yeah. So I'll watch the synopsis. So the synopsis and the dramatic music's got to land.
Well, I hear you. I hear you. It works. It works. I mean, it's there for a reason. Yeah, I mean, it's a bit like when Greg
Oh,
leaves their door open so you can smell the
yo, man.
in.
R.I.P. Carl Weathers, man.
Yes, 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 yes. R.I.P. Man like Apollo,
Apollo.
the original Apollo
Yo.
Creed, man.
Do you know that scene in is it Predator where
Yeah,
he meets Arnold and they do that thing?
yeah, yeah.
It's
It has to be.
legendary.
It has to be. It has to see. It has to be Predator. That's the only film.
That's legendary. Like
Yeah,
that's a
yeah, yeah,
legendary
yeah. You
moment.
know what? I see Arnold put something up, and I was like, why did he put something up? And then I clicked. I forgot
Oh,
about
okay,
Predator.
okay,
You get me?
okay.
I was
Yeah,
just thinking of Apollo Creed. I was like, oh shit, Predator. You get
yeah.
me? Yeah, man. Rest in peace, Carl Weathers, man. One of the
It's 76 old.
I think 80 is a lot older than I thought it was. So I'm gonna say yeah. Like quite a few people pass around 80, like 80, 84. So it's like it's not as old. Like I definitely want to hit 90 plus. So I hope it's not old. But the amount of people I see passing these days, like around that number, I'm guessing say I mean it is old, but I get what you're asking. Is it
Yeah,
like
but is it
you gonna
old?
die at
Like
76? No, like
I know a few
if I hit a
70.
milli at 76, what? Boat trips? Yeah, me, what we doing there?
Yeah, but
Garden,
you're gonna be old. You're gonna be
yeah,
decrepit.
that's all right. I still got as long as why can't I still see and like enjoy and be happy? Like I know nah, there's some old black people out there that's still living, that's still going to the shop, still playing the dominoes. Like I want to be that one. You hear me?
Fair enough.
Nah, 76 ain't old, but yeah, man, rest in peace. Do we know what you passed away from? Do you know?
No,
Was it?
I don't know. I haven't actually. I didn't even. It's mad. I didn't even care if that makes sense. Like it's just
Yeah,
Carl's
yeah,
gone.
yeah,
You get me? Like
yeah,
don't matter how he went. Like it's just he's gone.
yeah, man. Yeah, yeah.
So
Rest
R.I.P. Man.
rest in
We got.
peace.
We got. There's memories of Apollo, man.
100%, 100%. One of the first cool black guys on film, man, that I see. You hear me? I mean, he
Yo,
was doing up the America thing a bit hard, but you know, I understood that was just the theme of his character. You hear me?
it's you got to do what you got to do. You get me?
Do what you gotta do. You hear me? Man, punched up Rocky though. You hear me? Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
Fair enough.
well, you know. But yeah,
Yeah,
man,
yeah.
rest in peace, Carl Weathers. All right, quickly. Interesting list I came across. 2023's top 10 acquired streaming program. So the most streamed, viewed TV series or
Of
shows,
last year.
yeah, of last year. So let me just pull up the list real quick. So number one, we had Suits with 57.7 billion minutes viewed.
Billion.
Billion. I
Oh,
repeat, 57.7 billion. And you ain't even seen it. You ain't even
and
seen it.
what number is that? What, fifth?
That's number one. Suits is
Oh,
number
one. Oh,
one.
you should have done it the other way, man.
Oh, my bad. My bad. Should I go
What's
from
two?
10? What's
No
two?
point now.
All
Go,
right.
yeah, go from 10, man. What up to you, man?
All right. All right. So number 10 is Supernatural with 22 billion. Hurtland is number 9 with 22. Friends is number 8 with 25. Gilmore Girls is 25 million as
Have
well.
you ever have you ever watched the Gilmore Girls?
No, I haven't. I've
My
heard a lot
mum watches
about it,
it.
but I've never watched it. Don't
My
I
mum watches it. They speak so fast, bro.
serious.
Fast. It's like, yeah, and then you want to go to the shops. No, I don't want to go to the shops. Well, why would you want to do that? And that's when we go to dinner. And I'm just like, why do you speak so fast?
Is it old ladies?
I don't really know. I think this just like a range. I see Peter Pacelli in it as well.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, I see Peter. So I don't really know what's going on. There's a girl and she got a daughter, and I don't really know the story.
I mean, people are watching it, so yeah, me.
Billions of
Yeah,
hours.
me. Number 6, The Big Bang Theory. That's on 27
I don't
billion.
rate that, man. But yeah, go on.
Yeah, no, it's cool. It's cool. I'm not gonna lie. I look at The Big Bang Theory how I looked at Friends, if I'm honest. You hear me? Friends is better, I guess. Maybe, probably because I've seen that more. But the way I watch it or the way I look at it, it's like, no, it's a cool show. You hear me? But yeah, same sort of thing. Um, Coco Melon. I never even heard of that.
Coco Melon. Yeah, that's because you ain't got Utes. That's why.
Okay. Oh, okay. That's one of them ones.
Yeah.
That's number 5 with that jumps to 36 billion. Um, Grey's Anatomy, number 4, still going
Oh,
strong on 38. NCIS, number 3,
NCIS, bro. What is this? You know
39.
what this is? This is binge TV. This is background television. That like
Yeah.
no one watches a full episode of NCIS, surely.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. You know, when you're about to go sleep and you flick on something, I feel like this
Just
is that show, but that's a lot of people flicking on that show to go to sleep. That's a lot of
God.
people. 39 billion. And number 2, I know this is a kid's show, Bluey.
Oh, the little bear thing.
I don't know, but I know it's Disney and it sounds like a
Yeah, the
kid's
bear.
show.
Bluey the
Um,
bear.
43 billion, 43.9 billion, so almost 44. And yeah, Suits was number 1 with a massive jump to 57. I feel like kids are watching Suits as well. What's going on? Yeah,
That's
yeah,
outrageous, blood.
I thought that was interesting. You know, when none of your top 5 is on there.
Billion.
No one ain't watching your dead out show.
Billion.
Bro, crazy.
Oh.
But
All right. Well, that was interesting news, to be honest. I didn't. I'm not too sure I would have picked many of those. To be
that's
fair,
what
to
I'm
be on the
saying. You would have never
top
thought
10.
some of these shows were doing what they were doing, but they're outside,
Fair
man.
enough.
They're outside.
Fair.
All right.
Have you got any more news for us, or are we
No,
swinging
no, no,
straight
no,
into the?
no. That's enough with the news. That's enough.
All right, cool. All right,
Enough.
all right. Swinging straight into the review.
Yes.
Today we are looking at dumb money.
Dumb money.
Dumb money. That's what I want. That's what I
Yeah,
want in my
yeah,
life.
yeah. I want to be dumb
Dumb
money.
money.
Dumb
I
money.
want dumb money.
Get that dumb money. That dumb ass
Dumb
money.
money.
Get that
Trust
dumb
me.
ass money.
Dumb
Get
money.
me?
So basically, this one, everyone must know about this, surely. Like the
I feel
majority of
like
people.
they should because this was kind of when people started to get into trading and was like, oh,
Yeah,
shit,
yeah,
I
yeah,
want a piece of that. Boom, boom, boom. So
yeah.
the majority of people should, but I still think that a lot of people didn't really know. Like a lot of people didn't. There was still, it was a community. You know what's weird? This was around the time where we started kind of talking and vibes in. Like
Yeah.
this was like early COVID times. This was when we was talking about crypto and NFTs and yeah, me. So this is kind of where we kind of
Mm.
established a relationship between having conversations about things
Yeah.
like this as well. But I still think that was a community of people. I don't think like,
My mum had GameStop.
oh, is it?
Yeah. My mum
Okay.
had GameStop.
Oh,
My mum was trading before me.
oh, is it?
Yeah, she was trading. She had trading 212 before me.
Okay. Mommy was up on
Yeah, she
game.
was on stuff. She made P
No
from
pun
GameStop. She
intended.
made more P from GameStop than me.
Ah, see, mad. My boy came up off a GameStop.
Is
I
it?
thought, mate, this is why I wanted to watch this film because it was
Yeah.
like one of those stories where it's like, oh, this is like when we say, oh, I can't wait to see a documentary about COVID because man was literally in it.
Yeah,
And
nah.
I want to see
Yeah.
all the bullshit that actually happened that we don't know that we'll find out in the next 20 years in the Netflix doc. This is kind of like this. It's real quick because it only happened about 3, 4 years ago. F that.
Yeah.
You hear me? But it's something that man's super familiar with. You know, when I
Yeah.
know I know a man that was in it. You hear me?
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah, let's see how it went true. I feel like that was the synopsis, man, to us.
Yeah, it was. I'll give you the official synopsis. David versus Goliath tale about everyday people who flipped the script on Wall Street and got rich by turning GameStop, the video game store, into the world's hottest company. If you don't know, there was a point where every single person on the planet was trading. I don't give a damn. Everybody was trading, or they was talking about trading, or they knew someone who was trading. One
Yeah,
of the three.
yes,
That's when we was going through that period. Everyone was a trader. Everyone was a baller. Everyone had that money. You get me? Everyone was like, yeah, I got my P's in
yeah,
212 and that. Everyone was moving
yeah.
mad. Yeah,
Meme stocks was on a high, penny stocks was on a high. Like,
mad thing. You get me? He's making P's. You get me?
yes,
So then there was this moment where we all jumped on this Reddit hot track of GameStop, buying GameStop and running up the P's because the more we ran up the P's, the more money that was getting sucked by the man them on Wall Street. And
yeah,
that's basically what this movie is about.
yes. They had it shorted, so they basically predicted it will be at a certain price when it hits a certain time.
Yeah,
And so what
exactly.
everyone was doing, which is called diamond hands, when you hold on to the price and it keeps peaking up, like man was just keeping the price above a certain point, and it just kept going and kept going and kept going, which meant it wasn't hitting the short that
Yeah,
these big hedge funds were had it shorted at. And so
yeah.
yeah, that was literally the gist of the
Did
story.
you feel kind of cool when you was hearing words that you understood?
100%. 100%. In fact, someone said, because I remember talking to someone and they said, you'll like this film because I know you're into trading. So they liked it, but they didn't understand it that much.
Yeah,
They understand the lingo. However, I do feel like this film done a real good job in terms of making it understandable, even if you
yeah,
didn't
yeah, yeah.
understand the lingo. But if you did, it was like extra bonus points. You hear me? It was like being able to understand Korean while watching a Korean movie on the subtitles. Like, oh, I know that.
Yeah,
Not
yeah,
that that
yeah,
happens to me. I know it must happen to you, but I'm
yeah.
just saying that's the kind of feeling where it's like, oh shit, no, I know this. I know this, know this. You hear me? So yeah. Should we touch on one or two of the characters first?
Yeah, so should we start with Rogan? Because I just feel like he's just everywhere, to be
My
honest.
guy Seth, you hear me? You already know how I feel about man like Seth. Pause, you get me? But top five,
Yo,
man. Top five all
yeah,
round.
nah, he's everywhere, man.
Top five
He's
all rounders for
everywhere.
me.
He's everywhere.
Interestingly, I thought he had something to do with this behind the scenes, like a producing credit or
Oh, but he didn't.
writing credit. No, no. Which explains why this ain't exactly 10-10. We'll get into that. But yeah, I mean, he's just an actor on this one. So yeah, we had Seth who was playing the guy who owned the hedge fund who
Yeah,
was
who
actually
shorted it.
short in GameStop.
Yeah. And then you had obviously my guy, Paul Dano. This
Yeah,
guy,
yo,
he's
yo,
surprising me now.
yo,
He's
yeah,
bro,
bro. These are them kind of parts that make you rate man even more, even though he played much deeper and emotional parts. It's like, oh shit, and you do this? Yeah, yeah, yeah,
he's
yeah.
surprising me. Like
He's
because
playing
I'm
the
proper
alien in Spaceman.
bro, listen, he's doing this one. This surprised me. I'll be honest. Like this surprised me because I always knew he played a very, very good villain. I knew
Yeah,
that.
yes.
Prisoners, 12 years a slave. Um, there will be blood. Batman. Like
He's outside. He's outside. He's outside. That's what I'm saying. He
I've
plays a
seen
much
it.
deeper role. He's a much
Yeah.
deeper character.
So to see him in this, I was like, oh, Escape at Dannemora. Have you seen that?
No,
Escape at Dannemora. That's with Benicio del Toro and a couple
no,
other people, bruv. That's
no.
when it's a true story about them breaking out of this prison, Dannemora. Like it's good. He's not really a
Story,
villain in that, but
story sounds familiar, but no, I don't think I've seen that.
yeah. So he's been about. You get me? But this surprised me. I was like, okay, wow, you can do a lot. Like you can
Yeah,
do a lot.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
fair.
And he done
You
very
had
well in
your
this. He done very well in this.
yeah, your boy Pete Davidson.
I mean, I wouldn't say he's my boy. What we doing there? We're not just yeah.
You like him though? You like? I've heard you mention him two times.
I thought his stand up was all right. I think he's an interesting character because obviously his dad was one of the people that died in the Twin Towers and he makes a lot of dark jokes about it. So I think he's like an interesting person. But nah, he's not my guy. Don't do that. You hear me? He's all right.
Fair enough.
Yeah, he's
Fair
all
enough. Fair
right.
enough.
You hear me?
And you had Vincent Donofrio. I just remember him. I always remember him, yeah, from Men in Black. Do you remember Men in Black, the first one, the
Yes.
alien?
Yes. Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
remember him. I remember him from
Remember his
that.
face
That's
on that.
the what I meant. But he was also in the cop thing, in it. Was it Law and Order? He was in Law and Order for time, in it.
I'm not
Vincent
sure.
the Fonio. That's where he's from. Law and Order. And he plays Kingpin. Um,
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. You know, I had to see his face again, man. Shit. Yeah.
yeah,
Yes.
Vincent
Yes.
Delfonio. And then last one that thing was Ugly Betty, man. What go on,
Bruh,
Ugly Betty,
bruh, I like to
Ugly
Superstore and
Betty.
that. You ever watch Superstore?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, man. Yeah, man. I mean, I didn't
yeah.
watch Ugly Betty, so I know more from Superstore. You hear me?
I watched a bit of Ugly Betty still, man. I
I
watched a bit
didn't
of
really
Ugly.
watch that. So, but yeah,
Yeah.
man, I liked her part. She played the nurse.
And last Anthony Ramos. I know him from you seen Hamilton.
No, but I know Anthony Ramos from something else. I'm not too sure where, but I haven't seen Hamilton. I know you
Oh,
talk
okay.
about it. A lot of
And
people talk about it.
I know him from Hamilton. That's where I know him from.
And
So
also
yeah.
the guy that was playing, what's his name? From Robin Hood. He was one of the guy that owned Robin Hood.
Oh, Sebastian Stan.
Yes, 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 yeah.
Sebastian Stan. Yeah,
Yes,
yeah, yeah.
he's outside.
He's from he plays brother, bruv. Oh my days. Bro, the guy from the Avengers, man, with the arm. What's his name?
Oh,
Bucky. He's
yeah,
Bucky, isn't he? He
yeah,
plays
yeah,
Bucky.
yeah.
Bucky. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So yeah,
Yeah.
he was
So
in it
that's
as
him.
well.
That's him. All right. So, what do we think of this, man? Going into this.
All right, I was super interested to watch this. That's first off. I was interested to watch this because I knew what it was about. You get me?
Mhm.
Um, so I started when I turned it on. I see it was like only an hour and 40, which made it perfect for me as well.
Yeah,
Quick thing,
yeah,
yeah. So I was like, yeah, all right, boom. This started good. Like it was interesting. Maybe more interesting because I knew the story.
yeah,
So
yeah. So
maybe
it
if
was
you
just
don't
kind
know
of
the
waiting to
story,
know some details, basically.
yeah, I'm waiting to know how because I didn't know a lot of this, to be fair. Like, I didn't know that man had his own YouTube channel start off and that's where it first came from. I didn't know. Someone told me who told me and this, that, and it's like, right, you should jump in GameStop because XYZ, you get me? So I was interested to see how we even started this, you get me? And what I found interesting is that he was actually one of them, man. Like he was like a
Yeah, yeah. He had insider knowledge because he worked with a company. I can't remember what he did, but he
yeah, I
worked with a
can't, but
company
he
where
was
he
like
would
a
have some sort of insider knowledge. So he wasn't on rock bottom in terms of
yeah,
even a
trading.
living situation. He had a decent little
Yeah.
job. He was getting by, but he invested his whole
But he
life.
didn't have insider knowledge because that
Well,
will get you shit.
no, 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 not insider knowledge, but he was not your regular trader. Like
Nah,
he
he
had
knew
knowledge
Wagwan.
of trading. Yeah,
He
me.
knew
Let's
what to
just
look
say,
for. He knew
yes,
what to
yes,
look for.
yes,
Whereas
yes,
man
yes.
like me and you wouldn't have known to look
No,
for that.
no,
Yeah.
no, no, exactly that.
So he already had a level above certain man, but
Yeah. Well, your
he
average
allowed that.
retail investor.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And he took a gamble. Look, this is what happens when you take a gamble,
Bruh,
people. This
bruh.
is what happens.
Listen, I'm vexed. I didn't invest in GameStop.
No way, swear
No,
down.
no, no, I didn't. And them times that I was on something else, man. And it's like, but I know the feeling, you hear me? I know the feeling of, you hear me? So, like, I felt it because I was in there,
Yeah,
like I
yeah,
said, I had man them that I just didn't do it personally, you hear me? I didn't believe, I guess. And by the time I did,
it's
to
too
my
late.
knowledge, which was interesting about this film, I thought I was too late. But it pumped again, you hear me?
Yeah,
So
yeah,
it's
yeah,
like,
yeah.
but by the
I
time man
came.
got in,
That's where I came. Pause. I came on the second pump.
whoa, whoa, whoa. Whoa, my guy. You hear me? What's going on? Yeah. Oh, you did what on what?
You did what on the what pump? Yeah, I got in on the second wave. You get me?
Yeah,
That's
all
where I
right.
got
That
in.
sounds
So I
better. That
had
sounds
already driven up, and then it went down, and I was like, right, this is my time. You get me? So and then that's when I gambled. You get what I'm saying?
okay.
But going back to it, this is what I'm saying. But if you don't, sometimes you
Hey,
just have to gamble, and
especially with
you
trading. Especially with trading. You just gotta believe.
might end up with 55 million in your pocket. You get me?
Bro, different, different.
Do you
Um,
reckon he's still holding?
yes, but he cashed out enough to where the, who cares? He's just probably holding for
Yeah,
long.
yeah, yeah,
You hear me?
yeah, yeah.
I thought this film was it was a good start. It was a bit slow in terms of it was I guess it was just more explaining characters. Like I like the way they were putting up what they were worth and what they invested in.
Yeah, that was cool.
Just giving little hints of details at where were at in life. Um, it wasn't slow as it was in boring. It was slow, but understandably slow because it was during COVID times. So not a lot
Mm.
of people was interacting. It was very isolated. So
Yeah,
my
yeah,
man that was working at GameStop, like there was no one there. No one was going in the shop because everyone was COVID in it. Man was coming in with the face mask and them things there.
yeah,
Um, even with Seth Rogen's character, the guy who owned the hedge funds, like them men were isolated in their drum. It's just that because they were millionaires, billionaires, should I say, they were just doing up fun on the phone calls. You get me? This bantering with each other, this rich people
yeah,
thing.
yeah,
So it was slow in terms of there wasn't a lot going on because there wasn't a lot going on. You get
yeah,
me?
yeah,
So that I thought that was quite interesting though because they captured that whole moment. Because for a minute I did think it was slow, but I was like, well, there wasn't really nothing going on these times, so it
yeah,
was
yeah, yeah.
understandable. You hear me? So I thought that was good. I really enjoyed most of the characters. I think that was probably top three of this film. I thought the acting was I think they got key actors, like everyone in here done job. I thought
Yeah,
Pete Davidson was a bit over dramatic sometimes. Like sometimes
yeah.
his character's just a bit too goofy. But when it was time to be a bit serious or have their moments, it was cool. But I think everyone kind of carried this. Like the acting
Mm.
was pretty good on this, so I thought that was really well. The storyline, there's not much to it. It's just a David and Goliath story, isn't it?
Storyline's a storyline. It's what
Yeah,
happens. You
it's just
can't
it's
really
just
juice it up.
nah, so there's nothing bad about it. Like you said, I guess there's just a general interest there because we knew about the story, which makes me think because I heard the film didn't actually do too well, but I feel it's because people may have thought they wouldn't understand the film. Like they probably thought it's gonna be full of like load of trading jargon and talking about things that they wasn't really clued up about. So I feel that's why it didn't do too well. But the realism is they done quite well in explaining that and dumbing it down. You hear me?
Yeah.
Like dumbing it down for the normal consumer to understand what this film was actually about. And that's what I kind of enjoyed about this. At times I thought it might have been a bit too humorous. Like would this have been a bit more would you have took this a bit more serious if it was a bit more serious? Or did you think the
I
jokes
think the
meant
humor I think the humor had to come with it because you can't make it too serious because it wasn't a serious event. Like we all
yeah.
like it was a joke thing. Man was taking it for a joke thing. Man was slapping money in it and taking like it wasn't none of the people involved were serious, if that makes sense. We was all like normal people. It
Yeah,
wasn't a
yeah.
serious thing.
Well, yeah, that's some people's life savings. Did you put your life savings
I'm not foolish.
in?
I'm not foolish.
Yeah,
You
but
get
that's
me?
why it was serious for you. There was some people,
I weren't foolish.
man's whole
But
life was riding on this. Man put 53K, his last 53K. He put
do you
that
know
in.
who
And
was dumb? Do you know
bro, the nurse, bro.
you telling me, look, I know me, I'm a gambler, yeah. If I see 500,000, yeah, I'm 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 going home with something. There's no like I'm taking something.
I'm pretty sure she's still holding, you know. And have,
She has to be. You can't cash out now.
she's gonna hold forever.
You have to. You're now hoping now. You're hoping another
What?
2020 happens.
That's crazy, man. Yeah,
Like if
she
I what did she put in like 4 grand, 5 grand or something like that?
yeah, some, but she didn't have it. She didn't have what she put in, and then she came up because a lot of people cashed out at like 150K. Like, nice. if you put like 2 grand and come about like and you're working at some dead end job,
bro.
like cash that out to us.
Half a mil, bro.
Yeah,
I'm out. Like
yeah,
not out, not out. I probably would have took half of that and left it. Like I
yeah,
could
yeah, yeah.
half of that,
But you had
quarter
to
of a
cash
million.
out. You know what was surprising me? We didn't hear much about in this. It's like no one had it on. Like no one had on a stop loss. Now, I didn't hear no one say it's cool. I got my stop loss on. You hear me? Like, don't watch that. You hear me? No
Bro,
one
rogue
spoke about.
trading.
And listen, I watch a lot of Market Mondays. Yeah, if you ain't got your stop loss, I don't know what you're really doing. You hear me? I understand
Rogue,
you don't want to get bounced out, but like you surely had a limit to where all of this weren't gonna ride
But
out.
you know, when you got a stop loss on, they hunt for the stop loss. You know, the market make like they hunt for the stop loss. So
Yeah, but
so
you got to secure yourself, man. You got to
if
secure
there's
you.
bear man,
Hey,
if there's bear man with a stop loss at a certain point, that it you notice it when you watch the charts, it always
yeah,
dips there.
yeah.
Yeah, we
To
got
your
all them
stop
man
loss,
out. We got
yeah,
all like
knocks you
cool.
out. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
But that's why
knock them man out.
you gotta do your percentages or go just a bit below that. Yeah,
Them man are gone. You get me?
bro.
That's cool. Cool.
The amount of times I've just been struck out just on a wicker, a quick
Bro,
wicker,
yeah.
and I'm like, bro, and now it's all the way up here, and I'm like, you have to be fucking shitting me. You hear me?
Bro,
Amount of
they
time.
hunt for them.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Them stop
yeah.
losses gotta be hard stop losses. Like
Yeah.
you're good with that. You get me? That's it.
Because I tell you
Not
what, you would
over.
have been vexed if you had a stop loss and the wicker took you out, and then you woke up and it was 40% up, bro. That's suicidal, bro. That is
No stop
definitely.
loss. Hashtag no stop loss.
That's...
But yeah, do you know what? This film, I really enjoyed it. I don't think there was much wrong with it, to be honest. I
Nor do I. Nor do I. I thought this
think
was
there
a
was much
good
wrong.
film. It
I
was a
think maybe because man was involved in it, maybe that's what helps. Like
yeah,
if you're just watching a situation that you had no involvement in, or you're not even too sure what we've even going on, then maybe it don't land as much. But because man was in it and was doing exactly what them man were doing, it was like, right, that was cool. You get me? It's nice to make a film of that. You get me? So for
yeah.
me, I proper enjoyed this movie. I thought it was really good.
No, so did I. So did I. I thought it was a fun movie. Like you said, because we're kind of a bit knowledgeable about what was going on, it made a bit more sense. Although I don't think it would alienate anyone that didn't know about it. But it's true. I don't know if it would be that interesting. Like if you don't
Yeah,
know what GameStop is, if you
yeah,
don't know
yeah,
what a
yeah,
hedge fund is, or you're not familiar with this, like it's not complicated lingo. But if you don't know, you don't know, innit?
yeah,
And it's
yeah,
almost
exactly.
like you probably don't care at this point. If you don't know that, then you really don't care. Like you don't
Yeah,
really,
yeah, yeah,
well,
yeah.
at a certain age group, let me not like say that. You hear me? A couple younger that still need to learn. But there's some
Mm.
certain people that know about investing, know about trading. Like you may not know what to do, but you've heard about it, so you should have an
Yeah,
interest if you've got an interest. But so yeah, other than the people I feel that are like that, I thought this was a good film, man. I thought it was a
yeah.
fun movie. There was a few little scenes where I did think it was like I didn't like the fact the dude in GameStop kept dancing to Meg the Stallion. That was random. I was like,
That
what?
was a joke. I thought that was a joke. So I'm
Could
a
have.
savage. That's it. But
You,
they did
you
that because
like that kind of
he's a
humor.
what's that?
You like that kind of humor, like that
I
man
thought
in
it was
dress.
funny because I see him in Hamilton, and that's expressive, in it. He can do that. That's what it
Okay,
is.
okay,
You
okay.
couldn't get Paul Dano to do that because he weren't gonna come off. You get me?
I mean, might have been funny though. You know what I mean?
Not
I
sure.
thought the soundtrack was a bit random.
Yeah, it was all over the place. Like I
Yeah,
don't know,
yeah.
it's like about 10 different men was involved
Yeah,
in
yeah,
that
like
playing their
yeah.
favorite
Well,
tunes.
yeah. I think there was on production. That's why I knew Seth weren't involved because I was like, there's something that's missing here. It's like there was this, everyone put their favorite track on. You hear me?
Yeah, yeah,
I'm
literally.
like,
Yeah.
but other than that, I thought it was a really good film.
Yeah.
I give this like 6.5 TVs out of 10. Um,
Yeah, I'll give it a 7 because I'll probably
yeah,
watch it again. I'll
yeah,
probably
yeah.
watch it again.
Yeah, yeah. You know why? Because you see in the beginning bit, like the hedge funds, the people
Yeah,
that
yeah.
own the hedge funds, I wasn't quite paying too much attention to their relationship until the vibes now that them man were
Yeah.
kind of parring man and saying, yo, what are you doing? And then as soon as my man
Yeah.
kind of buckled, was like, yeah, come over here, brother. I
Yeah,
got
yeah, yeah.
you. You hear me? Oh, I thought that was one of the piss things about the movie, but it was the realness of it, that the way it concluded. it was like, oh, there was kind of like no justice kind of thing. It was like,
Got
oh,
away with it, innit?
yeah,
That's
like
how it
literally,
works.
yeah, the big fish just came and did what big fish do. You get me? But
Yeah,
it's good if you want to know about that stuff, or you're just now getting into it, or you just got an interest. So I'll say
yeah,
check it out.
yeah.
I'm not too sure where you can find that, but look for it where you find it at.
Find it where you find it. But yeah, for me, it's a watch it, 100%. I
Yeah,
enjoyed this, and I definitely recommend people to watch it.
yeah, definitely. Likewise, it's a watch it for
Mm.
me. It's a good film, and I'm here for a 7 TVs out of 10.
Yeah, yeah, me
Maybe
as well.
6.8, 6.8 TVs out of 10 for me.
All
Yeah.
right. Recommendations. Any?
Yes. I'll say Griselda. I started Griselda. It's better than I thought it would be. It's better than
Okay.
I thought it would be. I didn't think it would be all that. I feel like this story's kind of played out. You know, like how you don't like the gangster shit and say, oh, all
Yeah,
the
yeah,
other
yeah.
stuff played out. I feel like that's the same with like Narcos stories and that. It's a bit played out. The
Yeah,
car,
say,
how much times I have
yeah,
to
I'm with it.
play the cartel. So I didn't think this would be all that. But it's
Yeah,
still
yeah,
good, man. I guess what works, isn't it? But
yeah. I hear
it's
that.
good. So yeah, I say Griselda.
Um, for me, new Korean series just come out. The Bequeathed. Get that going on. That's I'm not even going to give anyone any information about it, but watch that Korean one.
Check it out. Check it out.
Yeah.
Anything else you got pending?
Just the Cine Club, February the 14th, Valentine's Day, View Westfield. If you want to find out the exacts and the specifics, hit us up.
One
Watch it or not
love,
TV.
one love. No,
You can kind of hold a note, innit?
I listen.
Oh,
Kinda,
oh,
kinda,
shucks.
kinda. You hear me? Kinda. You hear me? Kinda. You hear me? Sometimes,
Sorta.
sometimes. You know what I mean?
But
Sometimes. You hear me?
yeah, all right, cool. I mean, if you got nothing else to say,
Um, movie parties are coming back. I promise
yeah,
you, they are coming back. They are coming back with a bang. Trust me. Um, yeah, that's it. Really, it's
all
been a
right,
good show.
cool.
Big up
Yeah.
yourselves for tuning in. You hear me? As usual, people, if you're looking for something to watch or you've heard about something and you're not too sure if you should check it out, what you need to do is check out Watch It or Not
TV.
for the best TV and movie review shows that your uncle's new girlfriend's ex-man has ever seen. Done now. Peace out, peeps.